Johannesburg Mayor Herman Mashaba is releasing the city's November crime statistics today. He has already done so. He has also revealed plans to fight crime in Johannesburg. ENC's Janka Tolme was at that briefing. She joins us now live. So Janka, some of the key numbers seeing a bit of an increase as we went into the month of November. Take us through some of the sort of more startling numbers that stood out for you, and then a little later on we can talk about those crime-fighting plans.
Yes, some good news and some bad news coming out of these statistics. Obviously, this reflecting the situation in Johannesburg for the month of November. That would have been just before the festive season, when we do expect the JMPD to be out in full force, when they do expect the situation to be quite difficult during the festive season. Some of the key figures that stood out, unfortunately, always is the number of arrests made for people driving under the influence of alcohol. There was a slight increase. We see that there was 821 people arrested only during November in the city of Johannesburg. That is up from 691 in Johannesburg. But I do have the Chief of Police here with me, Mr. David Tembe, just to give us a more broader look at these statistics and specifically focusing on drunken driving, as this remains a major concern going in, or as we already are in the festive season, but specifically around Christmas and New Year's. Now, Mr. Tembe, you just released some of the statistics, some good news coming in, some progress made, but still a problem with drunken driving.
Yes, it is a problem because at the moment now it has increased from October to 821, I think, for November. It worries me because I thought this campaign that we have been doing all along and the roadblock, roadside checks, I thought it would bear fruit, but there is an increase. Either what we are doing is not working, we either have to change our strategy.
And we also saw some of the statistics coming out. 11 people have died on the city's road since the launch of the festive season. How is that figure currently? Obviously, one life is always too many, but compared to last year, how are things looking at this stage?
At the same period last year, it was 17 to today. It was 17, but this year, because of our intensified Buyamteto, at the moment we have got 11. But that's not good enough because the majority of people, 6 out of them, are pedestrian. So pedestrians are mostly a danger of being knocked down by either drunken drivers or speeding vehicles, or they themselves walk in the street being under the influence of alcohol.
Now, just quickly, we saw 2 police officers killed, not necessarily in Johannesburg, but in other parts of Gauteng. One of a drunken driver who didn't stop at a roadblock. What are you looking at to not ensure to keep South Africans safe necessarily on the roads, but also your own officers? Are you looking at intensifying measures to keep everyone safe, including your own officers?
Yeah, one of the practices that law enforcement does is safety first before you can do anything. So it is our intention and our priority that our officers, specifically my officers, JMPD, are safe so that we can be able to protect the community. If we are not safe ourselves, then how are we going to protect the community? But then it shows how reckless and how heartless drunken drivers are.
Which areas are you looking at that you will focus on when it comes to Johannesburg as a whole, where there is some concern when it comes to various crimes, not only driving under the influence, but robbery, undocumented people?
When one look at the inner city, is one of the places where we are targeting. M2 East, that's where people get robbed. If you get stuck on the freeway, you get robbed. So it's so dangerous. When you get stuck, please phone us, because in less than 10 minutes, somebody will be on you. It doesn't matter whether you're on M2 or M1 or N1. Once you had a problem with your vehicle, please phone us so that we can send the vehicle to be able to take care of you, to ensure that you are safe. I've done or we have done our best as the City of Johannesburg to ensure that every 15 kilometers or 10 kilometers there will be a Metro Police vehicle with the blue lights on to ensure that everybody is safe on our roads.
Thank you very much. Now, Michelle, we also have the Mayor of Johannesburg, Herman Mashaba, here. We're hoping to drag him here as well. Just to take a quick look at the statistics, specifically, Mayor, you've raised a lot of concern about the lack of prosecution when it comes to the Johannesburg Metro Police Department arresting these suspects, but it seems nothing ever comes of this.
Well, I think it's a major matter that, to be honest with you, it gives me sleepless nights. And the reason why it gives me sleepless nights is because all these efforts that we are putting into ensuring that we stop criminality in our city, for as long as we don't have prosecution, at the end of the day, you're actually losing money. We're losing our limited resources. So it is for that reason I keep on a daily basis appeal to national government as to why they're not taking criminality seriously. I think I gave an example of counterfeit goods. I mean, the impact on counterfeit goods. Just in one building, 80 million rands worth of counterfeit goods in not one city, in one building. So you can imagine the economic impact of this. It's not just really, we talk about Edcon today, it's not just Edcon. All the legal retailers in the country, legal businesses, are going to suffer. Our people are going to lose jobs because people bringing these goods into the country, they bring them illegally, they don't really pay. Above that, they don't actually employ our own, bring in undocumented people, actually lock them up.
See that there was only 10 cases recorded for the month of November. Does this seem like the cracking down in the JMPD seems to be paying off?
I think, when I took over this administration, the JMPD was obviously of concern to me because our poor officers were known to be interested in cold drinks. And one thing, fortunately, I immediately realized and discovered that, unfortunately, JMPD lacked the leadership. So we had to firstly, as a new administration, bring in the necessary political support that they required. And we were lucky as also to get the services of Chief Tembe, who has proven beyond any reasonable doubt, working with MMC San, they're providing the leadership. The morale of JMPD is actually one of the ones that I'm actually quite proud about. I'm sure you know the profile of JMPD the last year or so. It is actually known to really be the most effective metro police in the country.
And then just quickly before we wrap up, just a final message to South Africans when it comes to safety and crime in general in the city during the festive season.
Well, I'm asking our people, the festive season is the time for us to go and refresh. All of us are tired. We've been working throughout the year. It's a time for us to really be with our families. We know as part of enjoyment, people drink. But please let us really drink in moderation so that we are ready for 2019. Because 2019 is not going to be an easy year for this country from an economic point of view. So we need to really go out there so that we can encourage international investors to bring money into our country.
Okay, thank you very much, Mayor. There you have it, Michelle. Some concerning numbers coming out.